Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here on October 1st, 2025. Here's something that you might be interested in. This guy, Christian something or other, I can't remember his name. He says his company is training their new reps. They train them for 2 months. He handles the social selling aspect of that. 2 months training. And he said, too many companies throw their new sales reps into the wild and hope they survive. This company prepares their people to win. Okay, are you going to agree with him that it's good to give your people 2 months training without letting them get on the phone before they can become full-fledged salespeople? What's your take on that?
I guess it depends on what you're selling. Like the industry that I work in, let's say SaaS supply chain tech that are working enterprise deals, you're not gonna. It's usually a 6 to 9 month ramp up because you got to get an understanding of the products inside and out. How is that solution going to help these big companies? So yeah, to go throw them on the phone right away doesn't make sense. They got to get them up to speed on the products, the solution that it's solving, the problem that it's solving. The key decision makers, who to bring in, who to get to the table, the CFO, the CEO. Just, I
Yeah, but
had a
you're
good
bringing
post
in
about that.
sales reps with a lot of expertise in that field to start off with, aren't you? Or are you bringing in people who are just good sales reps in another field?
Well, they could be from that field, but at the end, they still got to understand their product, the new company's product, inside and out. They can't go in there and just wing it. You're talking about enterprise deals that are multi-million-dollar deals,
So how long
116,
is their training period?
anywhere from 3 to 6 months.
Really, before they start selling?
Well, they could probably start reaching out to their network, but they're not getting into a boardroom right away.
Really? And they don't mind. They like that. Your candidates like that long onboarding process? Doesn't turn them off?
No, it's part of the game to play at the enterprise level.
What if you're
That's why
bringing
that's
someone
why
into
they
your
make
own? Okay.
500 to $1 million a year.
What if you're bringing someone into your own firm, Lazio Search Group? How much training do you give them before you put them on the phone? Because most recruiting firms get you on the phone the first day, right? 100 calls.
A month max.
You would train them a month before you put them on the phone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, how would you train them? What would you train them in?
Objection handling. I have access to next level exchanges, all their training modules. They got some good stuff in there, but it talks about market mastery. And actually, I got it right here. So knowing your niche, knowing who you're going to be reaching out to, what are the pain points that they're facing, so you can speak to single. So you don't just get on the phone and say, "Hey, I see you have an open position. We can help you fill it." Everybody says that. So if you go on there with domain authority knowledge and say, "Hey, I understand. Here's currently what you're facing. Here's your attrition rate. Here's where we can come in, speed to revenue, bring our top talent in, bring you the top 10%. Here's our streamlined interview process that we suggest. We can help coordinate the interviews for you, everything." Come in there prepared instead of saying, "We're going to help you fill the role."
Well, how can you show them that you've got that industry expertise? Rich and Tom, they say, look, I've been doing this for 20 or 30 years. Uh, those are their credentials. What are you using for a new person to say, I want to fill your role, and I know more than other people. I'm an expert in your field. How do they do that? How do they establish their credentials?
Well, we'll train them on, here's what you're going to say. Here's the
Like
data that
what?
we have.
Can you give me an example? I mean,
Like going into the call, like understanding, hey, if I'm reaching out to this company, I know for a fact, here's your 10 direct competitors we're going to reach out to pull your top talent, knowing that having them know that, all right, hey, these companies may offer multiple solutions, but we know exactly that they have that same solution inside of their company. Knowing that, Jeff K talks about that in one of his first videos in the Next Level Exchange, market mastery, when he was a 22-year-old guy walking up into this big healthcare, hospitality, or healthcare opportunity, how he won that deal. It's a great training video to watch.
okay, so you're not going to give me a real example of what somebody says. pay recruiting
It's gonna be
animal.
different.
Well,
It-
I just like what? Give me an example of you said you would teach them how to handle objections. When was the last time you don't have to answer. When was the last time you handled an objection, and what did you say? Do you have an example that comes to mind?
Um, yeah, yeah. Here's one. The guy said to me the other day. He goes, "Hey, well, your direct competitors are doing it for this price." I go, "Okay, then why are you calling me? You know,
Oh, he called you. That's
yeah,
different. Okay.
why you calling me?"
Uh-huh.
Well, that's where we're at now in our phase 5 year, 4.5 years in, is by posting the content, creating a good name for yourself in your niche. Customers reach out to me. Like, here's an example of one. I'll show you.
So you're not your guys, your sales reps or recruiters, they're not doing any new business development. You don't need that anymore. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's all
No,
me.
they're not doing it, or no, you don't need it.
No, they're not doing it. So that is our business development now.
Okay,
Referrals inbound.
so you've never you've never these days you never just find a manager in a company on LinkedIn, call her up and say, "Hi, my name is Dominic Miani. I'm with Lazio Search Group. I'd like to do some work with you. Can I tell you about what we do? Or, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?" You don't do that.
We go through our network first. Who do we know that's connected to them? Can they make a warm intro in? There's nothing better than a warm intro.
Okay, so
Period.
you never make a cold call. Is that what you're telling me? I mean, I'm having a dig. Am I going about it the wrong way,
I
trying
don't know.
to
I don't know. I
get
don't know
this
if you would call it.
information out of you? You never
It
make a
could.
cold call. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean,
And then that's
yeah. Not,
great. I'm just trying to get it down because Rich and Tom make calls. Okay.
I make calls, but they're not. I don't know if they're. I would say that they're cold. Like,
No, you just said
would
they're not
somebody
cold.
introing you to somebody? Would that be considered a cold
No,
call?
that's a warm call.
Okay, and just warm calls.
Have you ever made a cold call?
Yeah. When I first started.
And what were the results?
Well, here we are, 4.5 years later, dominating our
Okay, so
niche. So
yeah,
it's pretty damn good.
what did you do right? What did you do right on those cold calls? Tom, are you still
It's
here, or is that blacked
I'm here.
out?
not
I'm listening.
not
Well,
caring.
you
Like,
should help me, okay? Because it's hard to get
like,
this out
that's
of him.
what Tom said before is we don't take no. It means nothing to me. It means that we did not provide enough value or context in that call. Period. But
You can't
I'm
care
not.
about-
I'm not
you
going to take a
can't care
no.
about the results in the
Right.
beginning. You don't care. They're not rejecting you. They're rejecting your proposition, and people forget that. So you have to have a mindset of I don't give a fuck what the person says. It's here's my proposition. If you don't like it, okay, I'll move on to the next one. People get too caught up into, oh, they were mean to me. Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? Just get on the phone.
Yeah. One of the biggest clients that I got, Animal, was a huge company owned by Panasonic. 9 messages, messaging the guy on LinkedIn, 0 response, 0. On the 9th or 10th one, I can't remember. I said to him, "Listen, young, hungry ex-athlete. We work with 2 direct competitors of yours. You're either going to work with us, or we're going to steal all your talent."
You actually said that?
Yeah.
Tommy
And you know
does
what he
that.
said to me? He
No.
goes, "I love it. I'm going to set you up with my head of customer success on Monday to get you set up."
Whoa,
But let me ask you this: how many people would make it to the 9th message with 0 response? Not many.
well, the thing is, so David Perry says he called a guy. He was trying to recruit a guy, called him 80 times. Finally, on the 80th call. But most people say that's stalking. That the people, you're just making them angry if you call too many times, right?
Who
You
gives
don't-
a fuck? I don't care.
Yeah.
Why do you? I'll make them angry. I'm gonna hurt. Like, who cares? Who cares? Either they want to use your system or not. End the story. That's it. Stop worrying about what people think about you.
Okay, but I think Dominic 5 minutes ago was saying something different. That I really liked what you said, Tom. But he was saying no means nothing to me. What did you mean by that, Dominic?
What Tom just said? Who cares?
Okay,
If they say
no.
no right now, you're not providing enough value, or you don't have enough social proof for them to say, yeah, I want to use your recruiting, my recruiting needs right now.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that you start using objections. Like if you say no, I'll just like. In fact, Rich says sometimes, if they say something, he'll just keep talking. He'll just keep talking. He doesn't. He pretends he didn't hear what they said. Right?
Exactly. Like again, who cares? Who cares?
Well, that's not a who cares. That's not a who cares. Okay, the who cares is peripheral to that. But if you say no means nothing to me, there's the famous no means no. In the sales, some people say that, like Dominic said, no means nothing to me. I will keep trying to sell you, or I'll handle your objections. Now, what he just told us he did with those 9 calls and the final message. That's a notch for Finkel, okay? Steve Finkel. I can't imagine myself ever saying that to somebody that, you know what, you're either going to use me or I'm going to take your people, right? I think
I've been using that for years.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys aren't embarrassed.
Why not try it?
Threats like that, eh?
Why
It's like
not?
a threat. You're threatening the guy.
Yeah. And one guy took it the wrong way. One guy took it like, oh, that's not proper way to do business. I go, well, either is you saying no, because now you're hurting your CEO, because now guess what? You're gonna have to backfill all these fucking roles. So that's on you, Kevin. I told him, Kevin, so you're gonna have to go tell the CEO you lost all your fucking top talent because you said some stupid remark to the fucking best recruiter in your space. So yeah, that's what I say, Animal.
So
I'll get ruthless.
Yeah, someone say, well, Dominic is not a gentleman. That's what he.
So what? You know what I care about? What's hitting my bank account.
I'm not here to make friends.
Okay.
You're either on my team or you're against me. Good
David
luck
M.
if you
Moore,
go
are
against me.
you listening? Any input on that, David? Who seems like a completely different. Do you have anything to say?
Sorry, I just joined late, so I didn't hear the
Oh,
question.
okay. Put your mute back on. I won't bug you. Okay, like it's really interesting. I had to dig deep to get this, but I really like it. But Tom, where we started with this, I don't think you were here. Was this sales trainer? He came on LinkedIn and he says when his client makes a new hire, they have 2 months of training before they let the person get on the phone. Okay.
That seems a little long for me because you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn. I mean, like I don't even understand that one. Like how are you going to learn anything in 2 months of training? Like I understand not getting them on the phone and having them fail, but fail is all about it.
Rich, 2 months of training before you let the person on the phone. What do you think?
No, it's a waste of time.
Really? Dominic told us that he recruits experienced sales reps and they go through 6 months of training before they're allowed to go.
Yeah, it's a lot more to learn. You got complex sales dealing with, massive contracts oftentimes. I just placed a guy, he started 2 weeks ago, he closed a deal in 14 days. When I started recruiting, I closed 2 deals my first 10 days.
Okay, so you don't believe in 2 months of training. You believe in next day on the phone.
For recruiting? Absolutely.
Yeah. Really?
Nothing better than doing it.
But I don't think even Dominic doesn't, who's a tough cookie. He doesn't believe in that.
So how I learned was I sat when I first started, I was supposed to sit next to a guy for a month, right? After the first couple of days, I was like, all right, just let me on the phone. Let me go. Because I watched this guy and I go, if this is your top fucking sales guy, let me loose.
Bingo, baby.
And
I think
that was 15 years ago.
2 weeks training max. And it's basically, here's the basic spiel, shadow these people, learn what you can from them, and go. That's basically how my training was.
Yeah,
Get thrown out there, have somebody you can go to, like a Rich Rosen or a Dominic or a Tom that you can go and reference and run your mess ups by or situations and learn from your mistakes. That's the best way to learn.
Think about it from
your phone calls.
But if you got ChatGPT, you can practice live call objections with right now. You got Cluely that will give you all the answers to the test while you're talking to people. There's no fucking reason you should wait. The more you wait, the more nervous you're going to get.
Okay, but let me go back to Dominic for a second. Okay, now this seems to be in character. Put me on the phone, okay? But he told me 10 minutes ago that when they go in, they establish a lot of credibility. They know their niche, and they know all about the competition for the person they're calling, and you know what solutions they're working. Isn't that true, Dominic? You said your guys know. They know a lot about their sphere. Now you're saying you were doing great the next day. You didn't have time to learn anything about
Yeah.
anybody in the industry.
But that's not how everybody can learn, right? If I'm thinking about the scale of recruiters, yeah, like look at this. It's Market Mastery Bites. This is one of Next Level Exchanges. This right here is actually a great fucking training. But I would probably give, if I hired another business development person to come work for me, this is what I would have them do.
The
Tell
next
me
level-
exactly,
Oh, go
tell
ahead.
me exactly in our niche, in our market, who are the companies that you'd be targeting? Who are the decision makers? For example, if you go to DSV Logistics and I say, hit the 4PL, find me the hiring managers in the 4PL team. If they can't tell me exactly who the decision makers are, they're not ready to make those calls yet.
Okay, but you were ready. Okay, that's what you were ready.
Yeah,
And
but-
you said, look how successful I am. That's what you told me.
Yeah, but not everybody learns that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, some people need to be more prepared. If I like when I've hired people years ago in the past, you know, I would basically give them a ton of shit to read up on, and then by the time they were starting, you know, listen to me on the phone for the first day or so, but by the afternoon, I'm like, you just want to get on the phone yourself? You just got to do it. Half this job is just being able to know what questions to ask and when to ask them and how to ask them.
And what did your boss say, Dominic, when you said, let me loose? This is your best rep? Let me loose.
He said, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, he knew he'd hired the right person. Well, I would say, is that
He knew.
okay? Okay. Rich, we actually talked about something you posted this week, and I couldn't really understand it. You said, candidate, trust me, not your fickle friends. Do you actually run into candidates? You want to place them in job X, but they want to follow their friend to job Y? Has that happened?
All the time. Yeah, I mean, all the
Really?
time. Yeah, people feel comfort following someone they know, but what they don't realize is that usually it falls apart. If you're, you know, what they end up doing is like, oh, you know, Dom went over there, he must have done all his homework, so I'll just follow him. And it happens all the time. It's like if you track it, I'll tell you guys, track it, especially those who deal with startups. Like 80% of the time, one or both those guys are gone in 6 months. You know, 6 to 8 months, I think it was. It works out far less than people realize.
Okay, their friend is gone in 6 months, and they're
Both
stuck
of them.
in a lousy company,
Or
right?
both of them are gone. If it's a VP
Uh-huh.
that brings you over there, but it's a buddy, you know. I always tell candidates, I'm like, listen, would you go to this company if your buddy wasn't there? And 90% of the time, the guy's like, no.
Well, how do they justify going if their friend is there? What's the point? If
Because
it's not-
they're like, well, the friend's there, you know, it looks good. This guy does his homework. He's a sharp guy. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
okay.
It's an easy path. They think they're going to have an easy in. They think they're going to have the keys to the castle because their buddy's the boss who will give them the better opportunities and things like that, better accounts and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. There's another one we looked at, which, this says design your profile. It didn't come from you, like a landing page for clients, not like a resume. I can't remember. What is a landing page? Just an advertisement page as opposed to, because I think resume is good on LinkedIn. Anybody want to address that? Landing page? What does that
Yeah.
mean?
So landing page is basically like, let's say you're a company and you want to run some ads in some local market on Facebook Marketplace or Facebook ads. Like a lot of smaller businesses will do this. Let's say Dominic wants to drum up some business. He may take an ad out in a big supply demographic area within a 20-mile radius. And a landing page would be like, let's say a site he has that this will link these people to it, and then they can click on it and, whatever
So
the purpose of the ad is.
for a special purpose. So how?
Yeah,
how
it's It's
How does
basically
that
a funnel.
translate into your LinkedIn page? It's an ad.
It's a
In other words,
funnel. It's a funnel that gets you whatever the purpose of the page is, right? It could be used for business development. It could be used. They use it for sourcing too, where you have like, let's say your company's going to be hiring a bunch of salespeople. Rich could take out a landing page of, and have a Facebook ad running for SaaS, where SaaS clients are, and take out a landing page SaaS, and then do the marketing and have them go through that. And it's kind of like a precursor to whatever he wants them to go to, right? So if he wants them to go to their website and funnel
okay.
from there,
Well, how does that translate into your LinkedIn profile?
it's basically a starter page, like that's focused
You
on.
could have you could do it a number of ways. You could have a personalized page, so it looks like you can set it up for companies, like you're doing I don't know about LinkedIn, to be honest, for why you're doing it for LinkedIn, but for candidates, like if you're doing sourcing, and you can send them a link and it will show, hey, listen, you're at, Dom, you join, this is what it looked like at company Shangri-La or whatever, so it looks like they're at the company. They're like, Dom joins Oracle, and it's like the landing page is already set up. They can see what it's like, and, makes them feel warm and cozy.
Okay.
It's
Anyway,
curated content. It's curated content
Dominic,
around
before you
whatever the
go
purpose
away,
is.
if he's maybe
I'm not, I'm just standing up.
Okay. I just wanted to thank, I've had to press him, but we finally got to some very interesting information about how he does business, and also how he did it himself and what he would do for someone else, which returns us to our perennial issue. There's different kinds of people. Some of them are naturals. Some of them aren't. Okay. That's what it says to me. Okay. Let me loose. I've been here half a day already. Okay. And this is your best. I'm the guy. Okay. That's a different than average. That's more than average. Okay. So I'm going to do an ad for Dominic's show. 12 p.m. every Thursday. Am I right?
Yes, I was not there last week because I was at an event, but here's the link in the chat.
Okay. Well, actually, I put in the links to Tommy's show, Rich's show, and Dominic's show at the bottom of the notes for every show. So you can just go there or just look up his name on YouTube. Rich teaches a fantastic class still, Rich, every Thursday, 8:45 a.m. online, small group. You can ask him any question about his fickle candidates with their friends and all kinds of stuff. And he'll answer all of them. Okay. That's Rich at cornerstonesearch.com if you want to talk to him. But there's a description of his course just below the Recruiting Animal Show recording. And finally, Tommy, who's kind of camera shy today, he's following the footsteps of David M. Marr. He's got the Recruiter Roundtable every 12.
I don't know why my camera's not working. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Every Friday, 12:30 p.m. Recruiter Roundtable. Is it the Recruiter Roundtable?
The Recruiter Roundtable. Yep.
RecruiterRoundtable.com. Boy, my memory is going. I know it is. Okay. Sorry, everybody, about that. Okay. Did anybody have an issue, or should I just keep going on? Okay. Let's stick with LinkedIn for a while. Some people like to talk about their failures. They say, don't just talk about how great you are. Tell about how you failed and overcame it. And they said people they lap that stuff up. Is that true? Anybody do that? Rich, do you talk about your crash and burns? I don't remember that. I read you like a religion. Okay, religion.
Well, I mean, they're all rants and raves about stupid shit. So it's I don't know. I mean, I think I talk about the bad.
Well, you talk about the problems you're having building that house of yours in Georgia or wherever it is. Yeah. Okay.
Are you still building that house?
Yeah, well, they're just about to. They just did the rough plumbing under the foundation, so
it's a forever house. Okay.
It is a forever house. Yeah, it's literally a 3D printed house at this point. It's like step by step. But hopefully the hurricane missed it, so hopefully the slab's going in. We're waiting for the 9 millionth inspection, and then the slab should go in this week or next week.
What part of Georgia?
It's in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. He's in Georgia.
Tom,
yeah. For the Canadians, it's close enough.
Sorry, Tom. Do you write about your failures?
Do I write about my failures?
Yeah, do you advertise your failures in order to make people feel good about themselves? Look,
Make
I'm
you feel like
terrific.
they're a real human, Tom, not the perfect specimen.
No, what you're saying
Yeah,
to
I mean,
them is,
I'll say stuff like cold calling doesn't always work. I get my teeth kicked in. I get hung up on. I mean, I say I do that stuff. I don't know. You know, I tell a story about how I screwed up a really good call with a number 2 company in one of the industries I work and didn't do the research. So I fucked up and lost the account. I got fired by a client the other day. Yeah. So, I mean, I do. I don't know if I broadcast them on LinkedIn, but I talk about them.
okay, on your show. That's another advertising for a show. I mean, one.
Yeah. I mean, I absolutely talk about them on my show. Yeah.
So you guys, I guess the idea is to say, look, I am a Superman now, but I have had hard times. I've, struggled with depression and
I've never struggled with depression, but yes, I've had a hard time.
whatever it is. Okay.
I'm lucky there. I've never had depression.
What about this? Coming back to sales again. Most companies hire sales reps without setting them up to win. Okay. This is something. Do you agree with that? Are you agreeing already?
I think they expect them to win. They think that, oh, well, he's a good sales guy. He'll just win. He'll do it. I don't need to set him up.
Yeah, they don't give him the tools. They don't give him the time. They don't give him, direction. They're like, oh, we'll just figure it out. They don't give him a playbook.
Didn't you just tell us that if you hired somebody, you'd have them on the phone the next day with almost no direction?
Again, recruiting is a fairly simple ask to do in terms of the skill set. You just got to have the drive to do it. If you're setting up, like I'm thinking like enterprise software sales, not just BDR sales, like bigger complex solutions you're selling, and like when I hire people, I mean, hell, I'm not set up to hire people. I don't do a good job.
But Dominic said something that I think is relevant for all you guys. And he
Dominic's
said,
a prepared person. He comes organized and ready to rock.
okay, but but you guys sell
Sometimes.
on the basis of your extreme expertise. You know tons about the company or the kind of business they're doing, right? Okay. And so anyway, now you're saying if you're a recruiter, you don't really need that information. So
It's a different animal. You ask about setup for failure or setup for success. It's a different animal.
Yeah, I mean, like there's different types of sales. If I'm going door to door, I don't need to learn like I do if I'm selling.
If you're saying recruiters don't need any training. On the other hand,
I'm not saying that at all. I think recruiters do need training, but I think you can also learn a lot. You can learn enough in a very short period of time to be very credible on the phone, especially now with all the tools that are out there today. I mean, you don't need months of training. I mean, God, what would you do for 2 months before you got on the phone? I would go fucking ballistic.
Okay, hold on. It's almost
what could you possibly be learning? Yeah, in those 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, it's almost Dominic's had to slug through with me for longer than you guys. I feel like the show just started, but we're getting near the 1 o'clock point. Does anybody want to keep going a little longer? I'm still hepped up, but if you guys want to end the show, that's fine with me. I've got a few more questions, but let me finish this one for sure. This is what the example that person said. He said, most companies hire sales reps without setting them up to win. It's overall total earnings, OTE, and quota are rarely based on real market data. Usually it's a guess, which is bound to fail. Okay.
There's too many variables.
The company knows what their territory does. If it's a startup, I guess that could be an issue. But I have clients that if I'm taking over a territory, it did 7 million last year. It did 6 million 3 years in a row. It did 5 million 1 year because of COVID. They kind of know what they're doing, right? So I don't know how true that statement is.
This guy said, if the client doesn't have this info, I'll help them get it before I start to search. Otherwise, I won't do it unless they really know what the overall total earnings. Okay, and quota, a realistic one. But how can the recruiter judge based on their experience? Like you guys are saying, the business so well, what's realistic. And if they can't give you a realistic number,
yeah,
you're not going to take a search for them.
There's like, okay, for the metal building industry, right? The MBMA puts out numbers, what the tonnage is in those territories. We can look at a territory and see, okay, in this territory, it did 79 million tons or whatever the number is, and split that against 7 sales guys. There's an opportunity for you to take on more if you beat up the sales guy and can sell better or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of info out there that sales managers and VPs of sales can use to determine what a reasonable quota is, what a reasonable OTE is. in a territory, depending on the industry, depending on the research that's available.
Okay, so we'll go question by question. Could be the last question now, but this is an interesting one. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. The CEO of Zapier, we all know that company, right? Zapier, okay? He is making AI a requirement for all new hires, okay? And he made a chart categorizing the different levels of AI skills. Number one is AI capable. Number two is called adoptive. And number three is transformative. So he said a marketing employee who uses AI to draft social posts is capable, okay? Someone who builds an AI chatbot and can create brand campaigns for a targeted group of customers is transformative. I don't know what adoptive is. Do you believe that there's, let's say, 3 different categories and companies are looking for people to fit into one of those categories on AI before they'll hire them?
Yeah,
Anybody?
I think, but I know for a fact, I mean, companies are asking people now, like, how to use AI. I mean, it's a standard interview question now. You know, it's, if you're not
That's just
using it.
Isn't that just such a broad question, though? Do you not use AI? I mean,
Well,
what?
yeah, no,
right?
because, well, that's the thing. How do you answer it? If someone just says, oh, yeah, I use ChatGPT, great. What do you do with it? I mean, if you're like Dom and you're, you know, building a kingdom with it, it's one thing. If you're just like a guy, well, like I write dirty jokes with it, well, okay. I mean, what do you, but it's like, how are you using it? Like, you know, the 3 of us, we all use it pretty heavy, you know, for a lot of different things. But then you got to go into explaining it because most people barely know how to write a real prompt. You know,
I ask people every single day, no matter where I am. It drives my wife crazy. We'll be at a bar, be at a restaurant. I say, oh, hey, by the way, have you ever used ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini? And 99% of the time is no. They've heard of it, but they've never used it. They kind of know what it is. Like they saw it on a friend's computer. It is. We are in a bubble to think that everyone knows what it is and everyone uses it. We are in a bubble. It is
agreed.
not as prominent as a phone, as a cell phone, as a computer, as a, you know, like it's still very in its infancy for the majority of your average human being on the planet.
It's going to take probably at least 10 years for it to gain.
Yeah.
10 years?
You'll be dead, but no, if you're not using it in the next 3 years, you are going to be out to pasture.
Okay, Dominic, is we're all
Well, people are going to be
worshiping you now.
forced to. What I'm saying is that they're not going to right now until it's in their face. The
I don't
late
think-
adopters.
There's a lot of industries that don't need it and they'll never use it. You got to think about all those people, right? All those people, all the plumbers, all the truck drivers, all the guys banging nails and vacuuming floors and cleaning up hotels. They don't need fucking AI and they don't have anything to do with it. And that's a huge workforce that's never going to see it, never going to use it.
Yeah, but those aren't the people we're placing. I was just saying, Dominic, even
That's not what I said. So don't obfuscate the conversation about people we place. I'm talking about the general public in
we're
general.
talking about recruiters with candidates, okay? I know you're not placing guys who vacuum floors in hotels, okay? Don't give me that. Boy.
Yes.
Let me come back. Even Rich just acknowledged Dominic as the king of AI. I don't know if there's anybody in recruiting right now who knows as much as him. Do you challenge your candidates on AI, Dominic?
100%. I was talking to a VP of sales yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, what tools are you using for AI right now?" He's like, "Oh, I really just use ChatGPT." And I go, "Well, you can't ask for a 250K base and not know how to use these tools."
Exactly.
Because, you know, I was talking to a CRO, same thing. He goes, "Yeah, I have a lot to learn." I go, "Yeah, nobody's going to give that 250K base anymore."
Nope.
Really? Well, what do they use it? What do they want them to use it for? Or Dominic, what are you suggesting to them?
Everything.
Setting up learning play tables, bringing in APIs to analyze. You scrape multiple websites that will help you set up signals, intent triggers to win business, to get you in front of that deal before anybody gets to it. Enrich your CRM so that sales and enterprise sales rep can be the first to that client.
Do you guys know what he's talking about?
Even just being like executive report. I was just talking to a buddy of mine as a CRO. He uses it. He transcribes all his notes into chat, and then he basically says, "Listen, tell this thing to build me my executive summary, score it against like a create a rubric based on the job description, score it, and then build my executive summary for for whatever it is. It's a job, a candidate, doesn't make a difference. Whatever they're doing, it's like it saves them an hour's worth of work. I mean, that's just being efficient, being smart.
Okay, maybe this is the final question. Mind you, that I got to come back to that one. I'm confused about what you guys are saying, but and what Dominic said, I didn't understand a word he said. Did you guys?
Most CTOs don't understand what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Isn't
okay.
it funny? No, I got to tell you, you're not wrong though. Like I was on the phone with a big like Fortune 50 CTO, and and I didn't realize the stuff like Dom and Tom and I do. I honestly never realized when I play CTOs. We're basically acting like a CTO. We know actually more than most of these big company CTOs. They don't even know what tech stack they're using half the time. Like they don't know their own stuff, and half their job now seems like it's just evaluating tools. Quite frankly,
Dominic was telling me that he was speaking to you yesterday about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of back channel stuff. I feel like I'm way out of it. Even the people I know are telling me. I don't know. It's freaking me out. Okay.
There's a lot to learn every day. Let's put it
There
that
is.
way.
It's
Every day.
never ending amount of information. It's literally I was down such a rabbit hole this summer on tools and toys the last 2 months. It's been
Did you
crazy.
pick a new ATS yet? I know you're looking.
No, I'm close. They're all like a month away. Everyone's a month out.
Well, you told everybody don't buy before October, but
I
it's
know,
the 1st of October now.
I
Okay.
was hoping I was wrong. Like the one, you know what? I was close on one, and they got to get
Recruiter Flow.
Yeah, but they got to get my Ring Central problem fixed, and then I'm talking to a couple other new ones like Spot. I'm looking at again, which is interesting.
What's it called?
SPOTT. It's kind of built like ADIO, Tom.
Can't your tech bros at pin.com tell you what to use?
I'm getting them signed up to all these different ones. I'm making all the
Okay.
introductions.
You're telling them, they're not telling you.
Hey,
Yeah.
What about how is Atlas doing?
Atlas. I don't want to speak ill of Atlas because I like the guys there, but it's pretty clunky.
It's still clunky. I feel like they keep adding stuff and don't fix the stuff that needs to be fixed.
Bingo. And that's Crelate's problem. And, so kind of Recruiter Flow and Recruit CRM do a lot of the same stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
But companies like Jarvee are really cool. It's just a different
Spot
layout.
looks okay.
Jarvee, Spot's actually pretty good. They have their own VoIP system built into it, apparently, which I got to get added on to. The guy just told me this morning they got another month to go before they got all the stuff I want. Star Deck is really cool. That one's going to be awesome. I think they're just really young. And I love the guys at Jarvee. They're out of France. That one's really good too. But how come no company says I'm going to hire Rich to be the CEO of my applicant tracking system company? Yeah,
Okay.
they're good. They should hire me as a real advisor to fix these fucking things. I'd give
No,
more.
not your advisory. Yeah, but why don't they hire you for a senior position where you've got clout? Really, obviously, you guys seem to be saying they're all making stupid mistakes, coming out with new features before they fix the basics.
Well, because they get greedy and they don't understand. They get the engineers leading the charge. So, but this is one thing that all these products do, especially out of Europe. And you guys tell me if I'm crazy. Companies don't build ATSs now where you can attach a resume to a meeting invite for like the first interview, second interview, third interview. And I'm like, why wouldn't you put the resume in the invite? To me, that's such a basic 101
all
thing.
be seamlessly integrated across the board. So it's simple. It should be all the calendaring.
Yeah.
All the files should easily be able to be attached.
But literally, all the ones I just mentioned, none of them do it.
Crazy.
And I'm like, dude, that's like basic 101. It's as dumb as some of them. Like the one thing with Spot, you can't look at the resume and see them take notes at the same time. And I'm like, that's a rookie mistake. And what's embarrassing is all these recruiters that are on these platforms are not complaining about it. And if they are, then shame on the company. But
I know you don't want to hear this, but Lopso does that. seamlessly.
Yeah, Luxo does it. Yeah, I mean, but that generation's Crelate and Luxo were the last ones to really do it. None of the new ones since then.
Why?
Really
Well,
do.
why not? I mean, this Spot.
I don't know.
No, in Spot. Does Spot not do it?
No. Yeah, I think actually I'm not sure. I got to check it. I was just playing around with it last night.
How much is it?
I don't know. I don't think it's expensive. But
Yeah, but hold on. Let me say something. But Tom, with Luxo, you just said, well, you can't understand why the users. Richie just said why they're not complaining. But Tom's fans, his group, they do complain, and Luxo doesn't do anything.
yeah, well, that's the problem. Once you get too big, you don't care.
Yeah, yeah. Luxo is at a point now where they're really big, and they're again rolling more stuff out and not telling us
Yeah.
when they're rolling it out, and they're taking stuff away and not letting us know. And this happens with all of them, right?
Yeah.
Is that when they get to that, they get to a point
How
where
can
you're
you
like,
take a feature away without consulting your market first, and even
Because
not
they're-
even telling them?
Well, that's
Unbelievable.
the Luxo way, unfortunately.
Because they're positioning themselves to be bought or sold.
Yeah. This is why there's a whole new crop of companies coming up that are better than Luxo, better than Crelate, but it's a change, and not everyone likes to make the change. But you got to
well,
decide.
I will disagree. They're not better. They're as good. Maybe they have some features that are better and some that are not. It's just not worth changing over. That's what it comes
Yeah,
to me.
exactly.
I have not. There has not been a single. And I test them when they come out. I'm booking a demo on Spot right now. I test them all. Nothing has said to me, "Oh my God, this is worth trading for," because it does everything that my current ATS does and more. It just
Well,
does.
that's the thing. Like Luxo has done a better job than Crelate of staying ahead. Crelate is antiquated at this point.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to poo-poo on Crelate, but I did see that because they keep trying to bolt stuff on after the fact when they're behind.
Yeah, it's like I need AI built into my stuff at this point, and Crelate just doesn't have it. So it's super disappointing, to be honest with you. And what they want to charge for their update is just embarrassing.
Wow, if Rich can't make up his mind, all these other poor souls,
It's
maybe
really-
they're
no,
ignorant.
it's very difficult once you're embedded in something for as long as Rich and I have been embedded into it. When you're going to make that switch, it has to hit every single everything because
I mean,
it's
you know what,
expensive
Tommy, you know what?
and
I hate to admit that Luxo is in a better position than Crelate. Like Luxo has kept up to times a little bit better, I think, and Crelate does a lot of great things. And I'm trying to figure out are these AI features really that much better being built in versus me just going into ChatGPT and cutting and pasting? And for some of them are like the stuff at StarDeck is fucking great. Like I literally put the job description in and it quickly says, give me 10 candidates. And it goes to the web and finds me 10 stud candidates, or 7 out of 10 were pretty good.
that's
StarDeck.
ATS too.
Oh yeah, it's a full ATS. Like StarDeck is going to be awesome, but they're really young right now.
Now you
How
still
can you
start at.
complain about that? That sounds great.
It is StarDex.ai.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. As I said, I've gone down a big rabbit hole, my friend.
Dominic, do you think that these ATSs don't have enough AI built into them?
For what most recruiters need, some of them are fine, right? Most of them, they don't even know the
That's
work.
the key right there.
Yeah, most recruiters don't even know the capability of what some of these AI tools can do yet, or any of the workflows.
So like,
And that's the problem. And then they're taking feedback from people that don't run a 7-figure desk, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, that's great for maybe a corporate company, but not a smaller recruiting firm. So then they just get mixed up and it's a mess.
like they don't think bigger. They think for their own micro problem. Like with Dom and I and Tom have all talked. It's like, I want an ATS that when I bring a guy in, it can give me 10 companies to talk to for that guy, 10 openings. Like go search my database, go search the web for roles that match. So like Atlas is doing all those things. And even like Recruiter Flow and Recruit CRM are doing some of those things. The problem with Atlas is it's just too clunky. There's too many problems with it still. And it's new. And they'll fix them, I hope. Because I like Jordan. So I hope they do a great job. But today, like I really want to switch in the next month or so, but I may have to wait, unfortunately. But there's just, there's this you got to figure out which problem is a bigger trade-off, or or which problems are worth dealing with versus others. But
You know, this is a really interesting conversation, but I find it's like a roller coaster. You get me, oh,
Yeah.
Atlas is doing this. You can get this. And that sounds great, you know?
I know.
And- but
I'm living the dip
all
and
of a
the
sudden,
ride up.
It is, yeah, it is. It's one
Dude,
of
you
those things, man, that you're just like, don't know what to do. And you're like, I'm always open, right? I love Loxo, and Loxo's great. It has lots of issues that piss me off, but not enough for me to like just throw my hands up and leave. And if you are going to throw your hands up and leave, you better be damn sure that it has every single thing that you want in an applicant tracking system, and you're not going to be stuck going, oh man, I really missed that. Oh, I really missed this. Oh, why can't I do that? That's the last thing you want to happen when you spend $4 or $5 grand to move all your data.
I can tell from the way you guys talk, you're never going to be happy. Okay,
No,
whatever
no,
you
because
move
you know what?
you're never going to be
You're
happy.
no, because there's always going to be a problem, but it's a question of are the founders open to listening and getting and fixing your problems and having us involved in the build process and the roadmap. Like the guys at Jarvie, man, they're fucking awesome. Like that, and it's a good product. I don't love the look of it as much as others, but the product is good and it's going to get better and better. But the AI on it's really good. The usability, the LinkedIn integration, it's so tied into LinkedIn, it's amazing. You know, so if it looked like other programs, I probably would have gone to it, to be honest with you. I just don't love the look of it yet. They're
Jarvie?
JARVI.tech.
How much? How much is that? Do you know?
They're all around the same price. They're all between $100 and $200 a month.
Yeah, I'm not. The only one that was super expensive is that one that is for executive
Symbol.
search firms, Invinius or something. Maybe
Yeah,
I
but
can't
they're part of
remember.
Bullhorn. They're part of Bullhorn now.
Yeah, the one that Bullhorn owns. It's for executive. Then there was one that integrated with Outlook, specifically integrated inside your Outlook, and you could not get it if you didn't have Outlook. I don't remember that one was. Those were the two expensive ones that I remember.
Okay, Tommy and okay, see you, Dave. Thanks for dropping by and showing us your face. Tommy and Dominic, are you guys going to need the channel open to chat after, or let me know? Yes or
Sure.
no on that? Yes, leave it open. Okay, I'll leave it open until you guys disappear. The great Dominic, the great Rich, and the great Tommy. And the disappeared David M. Marr. Thanks. That was really interesting to me. Okay. Unfortunately, nobody else is going to see this. That's not 100% true, but I love it. Okay. See everybody. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Bye bye.